red light is blinking, and that means that we are recording the latest and greatest episodes of Three Men and a Babyface. I am your eyes, Kaiser Soze, and as always, I'm with the only guys on the entire country that know that whether or not you call her Stephanie, we're still going to call her Heffany. I got Sonic Nerd right over here to my right. What's good, Sonic?
How you doing? Hi.
Somewhere in Miami, and my boy right beneath me, Smooth. What's good, Smooth?
What's going on?
And finally, my cousin, my frat brother, Neo Gotenks. What's really cracking, Neo?
Go Patriots.
Oh, hell no.
Really now? Really?
That's a horrible way to start the show.
We're going there?
I didn't know that totally caught me off guard, too. It's crippling the conversation. Anyway, today's show, guys, is all about Resident Evil 7. A couple of us got the game. A couple of us have played enough of the game to have an opinion on it. And it's time for us to just sort of give our opinions. It's a strong take. I think we all have a pretty strong take because it's an impressive game. And usually, you know what? Before I drop my 2 cents, I want to just go around the panel and everybody tell everybody like how much you've played the game, like what kind of experience you had with it. For instance, I'll go first. I'll tell you guys at home. I don't want to spoil anything, but if you're playing with us right now, I've got some dog heads. That's where I'm at. Sonic, how much have you played of the game?
Let me tell you right now, because I have the game running in the background because I literally can't stop playing. I have put in 7 hours and 7 minutes. I'm not going to tell you where I am because that's hella spoiler territory, but I'm 7 hours in, so yeah.
Yeah, I got to, real quick though, how much help are you getting? Because I'll tell you this much is, you know that I didn't look at any previews. I actually didn't even play the demo. And there's some parts where I struggle with this. I'm trying to do this without a walkthrough, guide, or whatever. Are you doing anything like that? Are you looking at walkthroughs, guides?
All right, so there was 2 parts of the game that I used.
Oh, come on, man!
Because it's like because the game. Okay, I'm not really trying not to spoil it, but you'll see. You'll get to a point where it'll ask you to find something, and it doesn't give you any direction. It just says find these things.
Okay, fine.
Okay,
I don't want you to spoil anything. I'll reserve my. By the way, everybody at home, I'm sorry about the glasses. The glare is killing y'all. I'm sorry about that. Neo, how much of this thing have you played? The demo, the game, how much?
I mean, maybe an hour. I think I've gotten 3 out of the 4 outcomes of the demo.
Okay.
Yeah, so I can, just by playing the demo, I think I got a feeling of what Sonic is talking about. So
now here's the deal, though. Here's the deal, because I didn't play the demo at all, and I just found out from my boy Lightning that the demo was like it was 3 kids inside the house, like filming a reality show, like Ghost Hunters type shit.
Yes. So I mean, yes.
So, Sonic, is that part of the game, or is this demo totally apart from the game?
No, so that part is definitely in the game.
Okay, stop there. No more. Please, don't spoil it for us.
Yes.
Smooth, how much of this thing have you played?
I played 26 minutes.
Oh! Well then, brother, you're good enough to write a review.
Actually, I played the demo, and I played about a good 45 minutes to an hour of the full game. Okay,
and then by the way, for you guys who are now returning watchers, my boy Neo loves to play games for 26 minutes and have strong takes on them. He reviews games after 26 minutes. So my man's gonna call him. Listen,
you know what's sad? What's sad is that I said 45 minutes to an hour, and I know that I put that much time, but I'm looking through the thing to make sure.
You know, Smooth is right now fact checking. My man Smooth is always fact checking. Most deaf. All right, guys, listen, I want to go first. Usually I pass the mic to somebody else to set the platform that we're all going to jump from, to set the foundation, the baseline. Today I want to go first because I got a strong take on this. Listen, it's sort of an extreme take. And because you guys know that I'm a Resident Evil purist, I know you guys might take it as fanboyism. So let me preface by saying this, okay? 2 years ago, we played Titanfall, and right after the beta, me and Neo were in the hangouts chatting like nuts. Maybe Sonic was in there. Our friends were in there. We were talking about how Titanfall was changing the game. We could not imagine only playing it during the beta. 2 days. We were like, how do we go back to Call of Duty? How does Battlefield not address verticality? How does no one address this? And sure enough, Call of Duty has been backpacking into outer space ever since, okay? Battlefield literally took some time off, reinvented themselves, okay? I'm just saying. Last year, I played Overwatch, and after 2 hours of playing the beta, I went ahead and wrote a damn paragraph, like a whole page to you guys, and I was like, there's something special about this game. I don't know what the hell it is, but there's something special about this game. Fast forward a year later, Game of the Year, most critically acclaimed game of 2016. The point is that there's some times where I'll play a game, and it's like, guys, it's like an acupuncture session, and the needles are hitting nerves that have never been hit before. Okay.
You're like a video game prophet, is what you're saying.
No. I'm just saying that sometimes I can recognize this. I'll take a little taste of something, and I recognize I'm experiencing something special.
Wow, that Kool-Aid must be good.
Resident Evil 7 is special, Sonic. It's special. Dude, it is so good, man. I just hope that right now, I'm going to pass the mic to you guys, but I just want us to take a second and appreciate the fact that in 2 years, we'll be looking back at this game as being more than just another horror game. This shit reinvented the horror genre. It has reinvented the horror tropes. Every horror game after this will have to address Resident Evil 7. If we play Dead Space 3 in 2 years, there will be horror cliches in that game that came from Resident Evil 7. This is a fucking special game, guys. I'm just saying, it didn't reinvent the franchise. It didn't reinvigorate the franchise. It reinvented the fucking horror genre. It's the fucking elephant in the room. I'm sorry. I'm starting strong there. Wow. I'm passing the mic to Neo. Neo, get me off this ledge. I am riding high on this Resident Evil 7 experience right now.
I am with you on that ledge. I am saying let's jump. I need more. Okay, so I got this feeling. I remember I agree with you. With Titanfall was amazing. When we played it for a little bit, it was like nothing was the same. When I played Overwatch, I was like, wow, they kind of took it a step further, right? Now, Overwatch was polished FPS, gaming. Now this
it was the
the
melody of the characters, the balance and all that. Yeah, okay.
This demo may go down as the best demo that I've ever played ever of any game. Let me take this back. If you ever played Dead Space, that's how you feel the shock. But it's the whole time. I feel like VR plug. I think that this was made for VR. I still think that you get that vibe, that fear. Literally the fear of being in a haunted house, of not knowing what's behind that door. I don't know how to properly explain it, but all of those feelings that you got as a little kid playing Resident Evil 1, this is like that, but this is magnified. You are riding on edge from the beginning of the demo to the end of the demo.
And I think you said something there when you said that you can't quite explain it. And that's what I mean by, it's the same thing when I reviewed fucking Overwatch that first weekend. It's it's hard to quantify it. We don't get it just yet. And that's why I want to take a step back right now. And I'm looking at this game at the macro level, 300,000 seafoot level. And I'm looking at this game this is something special, guys. I know it's day 4, but Smooth, what did you see? What did you see in your experience with the game?
Well, so let me address the demo really quick. I'm
best demo ever.
I'm on a ledge, but I'm on a different ledge when it comes to the demo. When I played through the demo, I was bored. I was walking around looking for things, opening drawers, looking for keys. It was
was that the VR day? Was that the day you played it in VR?
No. It was maybe one enemy who passed by. I had no interest in going back and replaying the demo when they updated it. I was bored. Once I got out, I was like, yes, thank you. Now I don't have to go play this anymore.
Somebody's lying.
Somebody's
lying.
What do you mean, Neo?
Demo.
Spill the beans, Neo. What's going on here?
Based on the demo alone, I did not like it. But it did change when I played the full game. But let's let Sonic give his take really quick.
Hold up. I have so much to address here. Let me start with Smooth really quick. Smooth, you said you were bored, but you played through pretty much the same section of the demo. So this goes to show you how important context is and allowing yourself to be immersed in a world. I think when you played the demo initially, you were waiting for something to happen. That's like the Nintendo guy coming out. You need instant gratification. I think after I kind of told you what to expect for the full game, you were able to enjoy it, right? You got in that frame of mind. So so that's that. Let me address
here real quick. My man Sonic wiped his eyebrows 4 times during that, and he said the instant gratification defense, which to me means he's serious. Yeah, that's what he uses against Overwatch with me. And I mean, when he brings out that defense, it is like Johnny Cochran in the motherfucking building. All right,
you can't use that for everything, man. I mean, it's not about instant gratification. It's about having fun. I was bored. I was walking around doing nothing for a good hour.
Hold on. So how do you feel when playing Resident Evil 1? When you first went in the mansion? How did you feel then? Because the thing is, this game to me felt like when you first got into mansion, Like, did you walk around the big table that was in the room? Like did you just walk? Like, I remember walking around things, just saying, like, what's there? What's there?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
All right, and what he means is, listen, the classic Resident Evil games, so Resident Evil 1, 2, then 0 for the GameCube, and even Resident Evil 3 to some degree. Those are the classic Resident Evil games. And some of the reasons those were scary were the limitations. And one of the limitations is the camera, the static camera in the corner, and you couldn't control it, which we're so used to today. So you're right. Going around a table was scary because you didn't know if something was underneath the table, if something was behind the chair, the accent chair in the back, or what was, when the camera flipped, what was waiting for you on the other side. You know, so the original Resident Evil games, that's what was scary, was the limitations of resources and things like that.
This game was just like they took that and literally just made it come alive. Like, I've never played a game where, like, for example, you get that feeling when you open a door, like what's behind it, because you really don't know. And then once that door is semi-open, I swear to God, I wish I had $1 for every time that I would look out the hallway of the door and then look the other way behind me, just in case to make sure nothing is.
You know what? After Sonic gives his take, I definitely want. I'm sure we got some experiences we could share. You know, I bet you we can go around the table and tell about. We've all got some jump scares in here, but Sonic, you're the guy that's taking this and you're championing this ship to the end. Tell me what you think of the game. You're almost there. You're almost at the finish line.
All right, so let me quickly address both you, Soze, and Neo. You guys brought up this is gonna change the horror genre forever. I want to remind you though that PT 2 years ago, I think, changed the horror genre forever, because if it weren't for PT, there would not be a Resident Evil 7.
And PT, you mean the Silent Hill playable teaser, right?
Exactly. PT shares a lot of similarities with Resident Evil, especially that demo, the Resident Evil demo, with the obscure Easter eggs, or not Easter eggs, I should call them, more like the obscure puzzles to find the secret endings. That all came from PT. Now, let me get to the game. I'm 7 hours in.
Fair enough.
7 hours in, right? And I remember, I'm going to kind of go back in time real quick. Smooth, do you remember when we purchased the Wii? Like, that first year Resident Evil 4 dropped, right?
Roads back then.
Yeah, man. That was the first time that we had played Resident Evil 4. Okay, we didn't play it on the GameCube or the PS2.
Can I tell you something right now? First of all, real quick, Sonic, by the time you guys are playing it for the first time, I had beaten Resident Evil 4 times for the GameCube. My boy Neo right here, who will front like he doesn't like Nintendo, had beaten it at least twice on the GameCube. All right? Wait, definitely through more than once. Check this out. Me and my man Neo, maybe grad school, lived together with my boy Smitty. Smitty picks up the game. He's in love with it. Me and Neo actually play in our spare time again.
Yes.
We start like just playing through our save file. Like, Resident Evil 4 is a fucking special game. But go ahead, man. Not to hijack the story. Go ahead.
No, because that's kind of similar to the story me and Smooth have, is we purchased the game on the Wii, and that was the first time we had played it. And it had the motion controls, it had the pointers for the shooting, and it was easily, when we finished it, we went through it 2 or 3 more times because it was that good. It was so much fun. Like, the first time through it was scary. The second time through it was more fun, and then you just keep going and going to get some more collectibles and guns and stuff. And that game is easily in my top 10 of all time, right?
Top 3 for me. Top 3.
Yeah. You can make the argument. Resident Evil 7, I'm enjoying more than Resident Evil 4. Because Resident Evil 7, what it does that I really like is it's truly scary, but it has a story that I could follow. I felt like Resident Evil 4, there was so much going on, so much backstory with these characters that I wasn't familiar with, that 7 is kind of a soft reboot, which I understand it takes place in the same universe.
Oh, stop right there. Stop right there. You're getting into minor spoiler territory there.
Hold up,
I don't know anything about how it exists in the story.
I don't
in
either.
context of the other games.
I'm only hearing this from, this is hearsay. I actually don't know, because I'm 7 hours in and I still have no idea if there's references to old games. I don't know. But the point is, I feel like this is a soft reboot and I can follow the story.
All right, real quick, before I pass it over to my man Smooth, I want to put this thing in context, right? So we talked about the original classic Resident Evils. Resident Evil 4, you're right. Resident Evil 4 was all about gameplay. The story was better, but only because the original Resident Evil games, it wasn't a coherent story. I don't know if it's lost in translation, but those stories don't really make any sense. It just scares you, jump scares. Resident Evil 4 was about gameplay because they came up with a new shooting mechanic and the physics engine was nuts. So it was just such a big step. I want to mention that Resident Evil reinvented itself at Resident Evil 4. They took a huge step, look back at who they were, and reinvented themselves. Resident Evil 5, everybody considers to be the downfall. That's when it became Gears of War, right? Well, I mean, still a great game. Still a great game. It was still co-op, but it was a co-op game, not a horror game.
I mean, just to chime in with what you're saying, I think that Resident Evil has almost tried to reinvent themselves every game, and I feel like to your point, you know, it might have hit the pinnacle around 4. It might have been amazing 1, pinnacle 4, and then kind of like downfalls, right? And then I feel like this on this game, they brought it back. They said we need to start from scratch, stop making an action game, and make you know, a true horror game.
Yeah, you know, I saw an interesting post on NeoGAF today, and they compared this game to the first Batman Arkham Asylum game. That it's going to do, that Resident Evil 7 is going to do for the horror genre that Batman Arkham Asylum did for the superhero genre for video games. Now, that actually scares me to some extent because Neo brought up an interesting point that 1 was great, 4 was the pinnacle, and then a downfall, right? I'm really hoping that Capcom doesn't try to take this formula and then try to do too much with it. Like, I can see them trying to go the route of Arkham City, where they make this enormous environment, and they have side missions, and they have more collectibles and more stuff.
You know what I think, though?
I just need to... I was going to drop this bomb. All right, so my thing is the demo was such a profound experience, right? And not just the fact that I played it now, but for those who played it, right? If you put even 25 minutes into the demo, only for them like a month later to add more content to that demo. I'm going to drop a bomb and say, in my opinion, the future Resident Evil should be in episodes where they give you chunks of the game and let you, just like this demo.
But
listen, this demo...
Okay, wait, here's the deal, Neo. That already exists. And I'm waiting for Smooth. Please save us.
With what?
Resident Evil Revelations. Resident Evil Revelations is chapters, man. And so is Resident Evil Revelations.
Give me a break.
Okay, so here's the deal. Actually, both of what you guys are saying already exist.
No.
Because here's the deal. Resident Evil does reinvent itself, but the numbered ones reinvent themselves. We forget that there are a shitload. And I was just showing you guys my collection of Resident Evil games over here. We're talking about, like, Resident Evil Outbreak and Resident Evil Dead Aim and Resident Evil Umbrella Chronicles.
This is what I'm saying. When you play the demo, then you'll know what I'm talking about. Because here's the thing. The demo, you can replay it and you find different things. You can, like, this isn't like, I don't know, I can't speak for the full game, but what I can speak for the demo is that you could literally play through it multiple times and find different I mean, I don't want to spoil it, but just say you can find different things which lead you to different endings, which means that you can play it multiple times.
I mean, Resident Evil since 4 has been intended to play more than 1. They came up with the Game Plus.
I agree that, but
the new Game Plus, I mean, they came up with that.
What I'm saying is that one thing is going through 10 hours of a game for one ending, and another thing is breaking it up into 5 parts, and those 5 parts...
I get it. It works. It works.
You know what I mean? I could see somebody playing every part 5 times.
Not me.
That works.
Well, I think what it might have been is when I played the demo was before they added the additional content, so I got the bare bones, boring one. Maybe they added fun after the update.
Come on, man.
Sonic, tell them about the fun.
Going back to what Sonic said about the story. So that's what kind of has me hooked when it comes to the main game. So when I played the main game, like the first half hour or so started to remind me of Metal Gear Solid 5, where there was stuff happening, but I really couldn't play it because it's like the car was driving, but I couldn't control it. I could just look around, or when I was fighting the first enemy.
That was so petty.
I pressed one button to interact. Other than that, it kind of happened by itself.
No, man. Come on.
You see what he's nitpicking about, though?
These are the first 15 seconds, man.
First 15 seconds. The first half hour. Other than that, I was kind of walking around.
Ready? If it's saving a princess or painting a wall, he's all for it.
All in.
But all of a sudden, Resident Evil is little on story. Now all of a sudden, you back.
No.
Come on.
No,
wait, this is Smooth. This is Smooth telling us the pluses. He's leading us into the pluses right now.
Exactly.
Trolling his way there. Go ahead.
So even after the limited interaction at the beginning, I was sucked in by the story, and I wanted to keep playing. So I got past the part where I wasn't doing very little, and then I started to do stuff, and I really want to play more of it.
What were you doing? Tell me what you were doing that wasn't interesting.
I was walking around, watching the car drive by. I don't want to give away too much of the story, but the first, when you meet up with the first character, when you meet up with the first character and this person attacks you,
I don't want to give away too much more.
There's no, literally, you press one button and then everything else takes over by itself.
Jesus Christ.
Sonic, finish your review, man.
Listen,
save us from your cousin.
Listen, here's what I'll say. I'm 7 hours in, guys. This is quite easily, not only better than 4. This is a memorable experience. There is no drop off. Like, I really thought that when I would hit the halfway point of the game, I thought that it would start to be a shooting gallery, kind of like what Resident Evil 5 did, where it started to, be a little creepy, and then it ended up being this weird, like, Gears of War ripoff where you had cover and you had rocket launcher guys, and it was just too much. This game is consistently scary throughout, and I do have a couple minuses, but they're really in spoiler territory.
Before you give your minuses, I want to address those. That
yeah,
I think that this is more horrific. Is that the word? It's more horrific than Resident Evil 4. Oh, I don't know if it's better than Resident Evil 4 yet. I don't know if it is, because Resident Evil 4 had really dynamic gameplay. And if we went through, I can actually tell you some of the tropes in this game that I've seen in other Resident Evil. First of all, Resident Evil Nemesis, Resident Evil 3, which is one of the numbered ones. It's kind of like Majora's Mask to the Ocarina of Time. It's like a Legend of Zelda game, but sort of that's this Resident Evil. It was still the same, but the whole time you were being chased by the tyrant, the end tyrant, or whatever. So there was like a countdown. He could bust through the wall at any time. You feel that way in some parts of this game, including in them, because you're running from something, whatever it is. So you feel that. And I don't want to get any more of that, but I'll just say that it steals from the best parts of all these different games, including one of my favorite parts of Resident Evil 4. Like I said, there's a lot of dynamic gameplay. When you play as the girl and you never have a weapon, all you have is like dropping candles and running for your life and ducking under a table. Those tense moments, you get that in this game. So I don't want to.
It's basically that, but a full game.
Yes.
Yeah, it just takes the best parts of all the Resident Evil games, the best part of the PT, like you said, the playable teaser. It takes the best part of all those games. So I don't want to say that. It's much more horrific, man.
Here's the thing,
it's fucking horrific.
So I don't know how many boss fights you've done up to that point. I don't think you've done any at that point, right?
But I thought I did. I thought I've had 2. I thought I had 2. Right.
Well, there are distinct boss fights. The boss fights are a crazy difficulty spike. Like, damn, I can't really say it right now. We have to. By the way, we have to have
Sonic. Hold on, Sonic. Are you playing this on easy or?
No. I'm playing this on normal. On normal. Check the trophy smooth in about a couple days, and you'll see complete on normal.
Guys, I played this shit on normal for the first time Friday at 1:45, drunk. I think I texted you guys the minute I stopped playing. Okay?
Yeah.
Man, middle of the night, dead dark room, except for the flashlight of my game. On. It's the only way to play, guys. Don't read any walkthrough. Just go into this thing blind. Yeah. It is worth being afraid. And listen, I am scared, man. Sonic, do you feel like this? Are you to the point where there are sometimes you don't want to go back to the game?
Yeah,
like literally, absolutely. I'm afraid to play. I'm like, damn, I
spent 2 days last week just dreading it.
But check this out. I mean, I know exactly how you guys feel. Like, this is the equivalent of, if I was going to describe Resident Evil 1. Resident Evil 1 was Night of the Living Dead, right? Once you start to get to Resident Evil 5, it was Day of the Dead, where all of a sudden, I mean, the zombies aren't really that scary. It's more about killing them, versus in Night of the Living Dead Part 1, it was terrifying. In this, playing through the demo, it was literally terrifying. Like it was like, I don't know if I can go through that hallway. Like, what happens if there's something there? And then the sounds. There was just like, this is one of those games where I don't think I would ever even get close to playing for VR. But I think it would be the ultimate freaking fear thing.
You know what though? So everyone's played the VR. Has everyone played the VR? Because I played the VR finally.
Yeah, I had a chance to check it out over the weekend.
I actually,
go ahead,
and I'm the one that always says that I don't get as nauseous for the VR stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't like the fact that even though you can move your head, the left and right still moved your head for you. It created this weird disorientation. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So if I move my head left, the camera angle, the perspective moved to the left. But then if I press left, he would also turn his head. So I was constantly like disoriented the entire time. I gave up.
You can calibrate it. You can calibrate it so that, you know, when you turn your head, it doesn't move 1-to-1. It's like a slight movement.
I feel like the control, either the head or the hands, not both. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I think that might be, they may force you and box you into that, because something that I read on this game is that they force the perspective. They force like limiting your perspective.
Sure. Since Resident Evil 1, yep.
Like I didn't even realize it until, I mean, looking at a review, they were talking about how when you go down the stairs or any ladder, if you go down a ladder, you can't see like around. You can really only look at the ladder. So it's almost preparing you for the unknown once you land.
Listen, in the old Resident Evil games, there used to be these built-in ways to. They were the load screens, the doors opening.
Yeah.
But those were like built-in moments of tension. You know what I mean? Yeah. What they do now is if you go to push the door, by default, he only like half opens it.
Yeah.
He kind of gives you a little peek.
Yeah.
And that only builds more anxiety. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of little things like that, man, that this game really does well. Okay. I mean, we really can't say anything. I really can't.
Without spoiling it, like the part where you kick the door. Like, does
No, I haven't seen that.
No? Oh.
Because I haven't hit the demo in the campaign. Oh, I haven't hit whatever hits the demo.
Okay.
Yeah. Listen, everybody's got to play the first hour. Like, I think Smooth played the first hour. Everyone's got to, so that you can meet your wife. The whole point of this game is you're going to see your wife.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that is what I experienced in the middle of the night. It scared the crap out of me. When I went to bed, I sat there thinking about the impact of the game. Literally, I was like, the psychological nature, like, why was I so scared? Why I didn't want to play anymore. You know what I mean? Like, literally, why I didn't want to play anymore, because I was fucking shook. And I was like, Jesus Christ, how did this game accomplish that?
Well, I can answer that. The game does a great job of giving you context of this world. There's a family, and I think you can get that in the demo and the first hour. Yeah. There is a family, and they have a history, and you know that people have gone missing, and you're trying to figure out, like, why are they doing this? Why are they crazy?
The storytelling reminds me of Metroid Prime in that you could skip reading the letters on the table. You could skip reading the note, you know, or looking at a photograph, reading the back of the photo. You could skip all that, and the game would be shorter, but you know less of the story.
Right. You know what I mean? Like, I'm reading everything.
You're rewarded for exploring. But
it's super interesting.
And for those who are playing the full game, tell me, because this is what was crazy and literally blew my mind about playing the demo. Like, there's one part where you read something, and something is written, and then you plan another playthrough, the thing changes. So it's like,
whoa, you're blowing my mind right now, dude. You're blowing my mind.
So there are so many things that have changed that it's kind of just like, for example, in the demo, and this is not a spoiler, but you're playing through something, and then you almost can see what's happening parallel to it. I'm trying to be as vague as humanly possible, right? But
you're talking about.
Did any of you guys watch? Yes. Did any of you guys watch American Horror Story?
That's in the first hour.
Yes.
Did any of you guys see American Horror Story this season?
No.
Okay, it was this exact concept. Like, basically, the show called Ghost Hunters goes into a haunted mansion, but it really is fucking psychos living in there. You know what I'm saying? And they try to escape. So this is sort of in parallel to that. I would say kind of in parallel. Have any of you guys seen Lights Out? The movie that came out last year? Oh my God, is that movie not amazing?
So that is Resident Evil 7, the movie. That's Resident Evil 7, the movie.
Dude, I can't recommend that movie anymore. What an amazing
go out and see it now. Go out and see it now. It is incredible. Tension throughout, and there's
no horror cliches.
There's no horror cliches. That's what I'm looking for.
It's
exactly.
It's never what you expect is what's going to happen. That's the thing with horror movies, and what I'm saying with the horror games is that, like, even if it makes you jump, everything is predictable. You know what I'm saying? Like, we kind of get it. It's building up to it. You're like, oh, they're gonna make me jump. Once I pull back this curtain, so I'm like, oh, they got me. Those motherfuckers got me.
You see, I don't think
7. You don't.
Right. There's really not a lot of in-your-face jump scares like I thought there would be. It's very subtle. Like, you'll be walking down a hallway and then just see something walking. You know, it's not like they pop out of nowhere. It's just like it's subtle tension that it builds up.
Stuff. Right. I'm starting to make more movie references just to give everybody an idea, but like the paranormal activity stuff.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
Yeah.
The found footage stuff too is very paranormal activity. You're saying you see
yeah.
things in parallel. There's one time when you see a video of something and then you notice something in a corner and you're like, oh shit, I need to go back to that room. I didn't notice that's what's there. I mean, that's what I'm looking for. It's in that room. You see it first in the video.
That is literally that without spoiling it. There's a big thing that for example I played through, and then on the third time of me playing through, I found it and I said, oh shoot, and then it like it's hard to be to not spoil it, but it's like I couldn't recommend it enough. I would say play the demo, buy the game definitely, but definitely play the demo. But is the demo part of the full game?
Yeah, it's actually the first hour of the full game is the entire demo.
But
basically.
Now the question is, do you get those multiple outcomes like the demo has?
No. In fact, the door. So in the demo, there's a door that you can go through where you can see the room with the toilet that reveals the gun, and then you go down to a basement. None of that is in the full game. That door leads to something different in the full game. So you know.
You got to play the demo.
So the demo does give you.
No, I think you got to play the game. That's what's awesome.
You got to play the game.
That's
the
demo.
I got to play this magic demo again. This thing sounds so amazing.
I know. You know what? No, but I'm starting to side with Neo now. Now I actually think it might be a magic demo and fucking. Well, not a magic demo, but it may be the best ever if it's got content that's not in the real game.
That's the thing. I'm gonna stick with what I'm saying. That this is probably the best demo that I've ever played. The reason being is because in terms of selling you what the game is about, actually making you go back and play it. I've never played a demo where literally you could go back and actually get more content. So it's like people were talking shit that you could speed run through the demo in 15 minutes. You know what I mean? But you only get part of the story. You're gonna have to run through it a little bit more, run through a little bit more, run through a little bit more.
Well, I think speed runs are a testament to good game design. Honestly, like people are beating Resident Evil 7 in an hour and a half, but that's because the game is built for that.
There's an achievement. There's an achievement that is beat the game in under 4 hours.
Yeah.
You know, so I know how to beat that. Not only that, plus if you've been, for example, Resident Evil 4 is the first one, like I said before, to come up with this new game plus mode. In Resident Evil, if you beat the game through the right way, you would get the Chicago typewriter. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah.
It was like the Al Capone gun in infinite bullets. And the point is, you could run through the entire game in 2 seconds. So they want you to do that.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
and the game is set up like that. Like there's open-ended objectives in every new area. So you keep
your guns. You keep your guns usually after the first playthrough. The way you level it up, like you keep everything, just like your cash usually is right there waiting for you.
Yeah, your cash is right there waiting for you. So it's like it's one of those things where you can go through the game in an hour and a half, let's say, but you're obviously not going into a bunch of rooms, and it's designed that way. Like your first run through, you're going to be kind of confused because there's a house, there's a lot of rooms to go into, there's locked doors, there's open doors, there's outdoor areas. And you're trying to figure out like, where am I supposed to go, but that's the fun of it. The first playthrough is about getting lost, getting scared, feeling claustrophobic. Yeah,
I have question. I have one last question. So, playing through the demo, I think I might have found 5 bullets. 5.
Yes.
5.
Okay.
5.
Yeah. Is
that the reflective of the game? Like this isn't part 4, part 5. Or part 6, where you're gonna get tons of bullets.
No, I mean that's always been Resident Evil. You're right. Up until the action one's 5, because even Resident Evil 4 had a lot of resource management, but it's still about resource management, man. There's that time when you have the green herb, and you're like, oh fuck, should I use this green herb now or wait till I get this other thing to make it the double green herb, or shit, I used it too early, or crap, maybe if I retry, I'll have that herb I used too early, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, that's part of it.
Yeah,
man. Resource management is part of it.
I will say ammo is sort of scarce in the full game. Like, I think at the halfway point, you kind of realize that there's going to be more enemies, so they give you more ammo. But I noticed that the game, I've been dying a lot. I've noticed that the game kind of always gives you what you need. So, like, if I'm running low on health, a box that you break will have an herb in it. But if I'm in the same section and I'm not running low on health, then there will be handgun ammo.
Wow, can I tell you something?
I heard that only happens on easy mode. I don't know.
No, actually, so
I was like, he's coming out. He's gonna call it.
That's like the blue shell in Mario Kart when you're in last place. They give you the blue shell. It's like, all right, I need some more bullets.
So it's interesting because a lot of people will think that that's just like a millennial feature that they added for these newer games. But you guys should watch this YouTube channel called Game Maker's Toolkit. This guy, he does an analysis on Resident Evil 4 on the adaptive difficulty. Resident Evil 4 actually had an adaptive difficulty system that did the exact same thing. So Capcom has been doing this for a very long time. Maybe even since the first Resident Evil, where it gives you what you need so you're not completely stuck.
Listen, guys, this is a true story, okay? My man Neo is my frat brother or something. We played through this game, and I remember this. It used to piss me off so much that Neo played 95% of Resident Evil 4 with the Red 9 pistol. One of the first guns in the game, he maxed it out, and I'm like, yo, you got shotgun shells, pull it out. He's like, nah, I need that for later, man. I need that for later. And I'm like, don't worry about it, dude. Like, if you use shotgun shells, you'll find shotgun shells. And he's like, nah, man, I'm going to find it. And he'll have TMP ammo, but he will not use the TMP. Because so he'll stay with the pistol, dude. That's one of my first memories of Neo. Is him like getting me frustrated, sitting on the couch and being like, dude, just fucking use the shotgun. You'll find more if you use more.
Yeah. I mean, I'm kind of last thing. I'm kind of that's the one, I guess, negative. I wouldn't call it negative. It's something I wish was in another Resident Evil game. Was the merchant from Part 4? Like ever since Part 4, we haven't seen him since, and I was hoping, like, I know he wasn't in 5. He definitely
he came out in
6.
Destiny. He was in Destiny. His name is
then
Xur.
he got reincarnated as Xur in Destiny.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I know where he is. Okay, I found him.
I hear you, but can I tell you something? Man, he really was kind of out of place, right?
He was. I don't know how he got there.
That's the thing about Resident Evil, though. They had some really the shit that makes sense.
Not just that he was out of place. He was everywhere, and Resident Evil 4 was all over the place. All over the place, you know.
You'll be getting chased by zombies, and you'll hop a fence, and everything will calm down, and he'll be like, "What do you need?"
You know what? They need.
No one else dresses like me in this entire game. I totally don't fit in with the setting.
Yeah.
So what we should do? We should set up a petition to have a DLC for Resident Evil 4 that tells you the story of the merchant, how he got to where he was, why he needs the money, how he got his supply. We need that.
Evil. Revelations 3.
There you go. That's the concept. Thanks, Capcom. You're welcome.
But I
closing comments. Let's go around.
I sincerely think that this is going to revive the horror genre. I feel like because of the success of this game, we will get a Dead Space 4. I feel like this is going to open the door to a lot of other games. Sonic, what was the game that you were talking about that messed with your head?
Eternal Darkness.
I heard that's getting remade, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
it's got a GoFundMe, I think.
Yeah. So I'm just saying that I feel like this is going to be. This is going to open the door to a lot more games in the near future.
What do you think, Smooth? Bring us back down to earth. We've been gloating. Comments.
I'm looking forward to playing it. I mean, I'll play the demo again, and when Sonic is finished with the full game, I'll give it a shot too. I'm not as hyped as you guys are, but I am looking forward to playing it.
All right, well, I'll tell you why you should be hyped up, man. I mean, the fact is, literally, this game, it's sort of like the South Park. You guys know that I gloat over South Park or whatever. The reason why is South Park is a good game. Okay, gameplay-wise, it's good. But it is the greatest comedy game ever. It is the funniest game ever. That makes it special.
Yeah.
That's what they were trying to be. It's funny. Well, guess what? They did more than achieve it. They're the greatest ever at it. That's my thing with Resident Evil 7 is the gameplay is sort of simple. So I'm sorry, the X thing maybe shows up too often. You know what I mean? I get it. We're Nintendo. We want to do triple jumps into a backflip, bounce wall, and then pick up our I get it, our splash jet, all that. Nah, this isn't going to happen here. But this is the scariest game you will ever play. The tension is legit. You will be afraid to look around corners. I will not lie to you when I tell you that I stood in a corner because I could look at all three entrances, and I stood there for 35 seconds waiting to hear if I could hear another footstep. Because I could not tell if it was my footstep or something else. I wanted to make sure it was me. And I stood there, and I looked at every motherfucking door. Every door for 35 seconds, like this. And I was like, I think I can go now. This is the scariest game ever, man. So whether the gameplay is just good, it achieves what it's supposed to do. It is, like Neo said, it is reinvigorated the horror genre. Here's the thing is, I think that there's going to be a lot of people that play indie games that are going to tell me that there's games that already did this and that. Fuck that. This is the fucking AAA. This is the pros. This is not college football. People running the Wildcat. You got to do that against the pros. Resident Evil 7 fucking is here. Yes. It's legit, man. I just went. My excitement level is back. I'm a Resident Evil purist again. I gave up for a while. I'm back.
Can somebody just tell Smooth? Can somebody tell Smooth that there's like a princess at the end of the game or something like that?
Actually, the whole game is about trying to save your wife. So, if you say that her name is Peach over and over again in your head,
come on,
then
Smooth.
it's like playing a Nintendo game.
Come on, Smooth.
Sonic, close it out, man. What do you want to tell the people about the game? You're almost done with it. What do they need to know?
Yeah, so I'm 7 hours in, and I'm just as in love with the game now as I was the first hour. It's just as full of tension. I think the game it can be at times a little obscure. The objectives are vague, but that's the beauty of it. You get lost, you get tense because you don't know where you're going. Environments will change up on you. There will be different doors that will open with certain keys, and you have to backtrack a little bit. But it just goes back to that old school Resident Evil vibe, the game design. And this is easily it's easily the best Resident Evil game, but this is easily becoming like one of my favorite games ever. This is a generation-defining game, and honestly, I can't wait to finish it so I can go back and play New Game Plus. And oh, by the way, the first DLC drops tonight. It's called Secret Tapes or something, or something. Yeah, first DLC is $10. You gotta get the season pass. You can buy it for $10. But it adds another 3 hours of content, so
I don't need that yet.
I'm definitely getting that.
So DLC a week after launch? Hold up.
Wow. Not on disc. Not on disc?
It's not on disc, yeah.
It was a 1 meg update.
Whatever it is, I'm looking forward to playing it, man.
I agree. But it is kind of bullshit, the fact that we have content so close to the launch. That tells me that this should have been sold to us this should have been part of the package. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, damn it, give us 2 months, man. Tell me that you like what you saw, you learned from it, and you catered some game to what, like you learned from the whatever. Right. Okay, well, whatever.
There will be a free DLC in the summer. It's a free story DLC in the summer.
Oh shit, we're getting Chris Redfield skins.
Yeah, but
we're gonna wear only the other DLC. Will it be free?
No, just that one DLC.
All right, so I guess what we're saying is, for one of the few times ever, we're almost all in agreement. This was mostly a positive show. We didn't have to troll each other 2 months. Yeah, it was kind of. I'm kind of disappointed, but that's all right. It's gonna happen every once in a while. Resident Evil 7 is a special game, I guess. I just hope that in 3 months we don't look back at this and be like, it was fun for a week. I hope this isn't The Division. I hope that isn't what's happening.
But you know what the thing is? You got to keep in mind that it's not even that it's fun for a week. This is a game that's supposed to kind of give you an experience. So if you beat it in a week, so what? As long as you get that experience, because that experience will change the way you look at games. You know what I mean?
Yeah. There
you go. All right, guys. So everybody's recommended Resident Evil 7. Strong endorsement. We all love it here. I want to thank everybody for coming back. If you liked the video, you like what you saw, go ahead and like us, 3 Men and a Babyface. And if you want to see more, please subscribe. I want to thank everybody that's come back to us, whether you came to us through cosgamer.com or gameraven.com. Gracias. Go back and check those guys out. We're going to get the hell out of here. Everybody throw out the deuces. Peace. I like that hat. No, not the Patriots, the Dominican Republic.